Proudly brought to you by
Hello, I'm Rex Lita with Monday's News. In this edition, Hanuabada village staged a peaceful protest. Community-based safety initiative encouraged, and Pianjula was named for qualifier. The clans of Kora Dubuna and Gunina at Hanuabada village staged a peaceful protest today at the government house to hand over a petition regarding land on which the government house sits on at Konidobu in the nation's capital.
Landowners and clan members of two clans who are claiming the land on which the government house sits on organized a peaceful protest this morning and handed over a petition to Acting Official Secretary to the Government House Bill Toraso. Arua Loaboko, spokesman and principal claimant in the land matter, emphasized justice for the landowners.
The main reason we've staged this protest is because of government's negligence in not attending to our land issues. As you've seen, we staged at the entrance of the Governor General's official residence. It's been more than 72 years that our land has been occupied by the past Governor Generals and the Governor General, the current Governor General, and maybe the future Governor Generals will be residing on this land.
According to Boko, the Department of Lands had paid only one family in 2023, when the joint decision in 1953 covers 11 families.
We submitted a joint submission was submitted to Lands Department, and all relevant documents were attached. But unfortunately, the 10 family groups were denied by the Lands Department, paying only one family group.
They are now seeking fair justice to the traditional landowners. The petition is addressed to the National Executive Council, the Governor General, Sir Bob Dadai, NCD Governor Powes Pakop, Northwest MP Lohia Boy Samuel, and Deputy Governor and Motu Koita Assembly Chairman Russell Wavik. The acting official secretary to the Government House said he would make sure the petition is given to the Prime Minister. Jasmine Rojak, TVWAN News.
The NCD Metropolitan Superintendent Wavik Simatab is strongly encouraging city residents in suburbs, settlements and communities to initiate community-based safety initiatives such as the Gerehu for Gerehu and the city wardens to safeguarding their neighborhood to help reduce crime.
When acknowledging the efforts of the Gerehu for Gerehu and City Wardens Initiative, NCD Metropolitan Superintendent Wavik Simatab is urging communities to create their own safety initiatives like neighborhood watches or community patrols to improve safety in their neighborhoods. He emphasized that effective policing involves collaboration between citizens and police to build strong communities, not just responding to crimes. Simatab is incredibly impressed with the dedication and commitment shown by the city wardens and the members of Gerehu for Gerehu or G4G. These initiatives demonstrate the positive impact of community-led efforts and collaboration with the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary. Metropolitan Superintendent Simatab said the success stories of the City Warden and G4G underscore a fundamental truth that collaboration between the police and citizens in promoting community-based safety initiatives helps reduce crime and promotes safety in the community. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
The 2025 is rich with significant events across different levels. At the national level, Papua New Guinea celebrates 50 years of independence, while at Vice Province level of Blessed Philip Rinandli, one of his first communities, Don Bosco Arimiri Secondary School, commemorates 45 years since the arrival of the first Salesian missionaries to the Gulf Province and to PNG on June 13, 1980, to begin the Salesian mission among the young people. On the 210th birth anniversary of the father and founder Don Bosco, the team DBASS journeying together as pilgrims of hope at 45 and beyond, joyfully celebrated its 45th anniversary during Don Bosco Week. The celebration featured a vibrant program of activities, including a song competition, battle of bands, Don Bosco quiz, treasure hunt, various sports and talent show, social night, Thanksgiving mass, the opening hand, blessing of new classrooms, a cultural show, and fraternal meals. As the community looks back with Thanksgiving, it also looked forward with renewed hope. It's not just another 50th anniversary event. Something beautiful is taking shape, and it starts with the Jubilee Reset Gospel Music Festival, the first ever. The two-day event will be staged in Port Moresby at the Sir John Guy Stadium. Over 60-plus gospel bands, choirs, and creative dance performers will open the 50th independence celebrations this weekend. Well-known gospel singer Sinach will perform on both days, Saturday 23rd and Sunday 24th of August. The organizing committee held a press conference yesterday and shared details on the festival. Bands and gospel groups coordinator Dylan Mala said, while the gospel festival is free, it is ticketed. Members of the public can collect tickets at the Stop and Shop Waigani Central and their respective churches.
Celebrating its 50 years. For us, this two-day event is, we have an agenda at the back, and that is to see something happen in our nation. And with what Uncle Peter has said, we're a very diverse nation in the world, as you know. But even though we are diverse, we must not be divided. We have a lot to thank the church for. Where the government cannot go, the churches have been there. 60 bands, 20 choir groups, 11 dance groups, and Sinach and scripture vibration. And even we'll have some string bands and also a drama. That drama will be key as well, because it will show you how the gospel and church came even before independence. So that's going to be a special one.
You are watching TVWAN News. After the break, Wavik sworn in and Gandep project progressing well.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
From the rich soils of the highlands, the finest coffee has been grown by generations of Papua New Guineans. Expertly blended and roasted with over 80 years of experience, making the finest cup of Nescafe New Guinea blend. PNG's own coffee.
We've been traveling along this road together for over 50 years. Ella Motors acknowledges the visionaries and hard work that have been the driving strength to continued nation building. We live, prosper, sustainably grow with the community, whilst developing quality mobility chains, aspiring to be your first choice on every occasion. Ella Motors, celebrating with Papua New Guinea throughout our independence golden jubilee.
PNG's favorite soft drink now in bottles. Goldspot brings you fresh, bold flavors in brand new 500ml bottles. Taste the rainbow. More freshness, more flavor, more fun. Lime, orange, raspberry, and pineapple. Proudly made in PNG. Proudly Goldspot.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. One Top Jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
Two teams that represent the gold standard in rugby league are at it once again. And just like that, the Canberra Raiders hit back. Isaiah Papali'i dives for the line. Nathan's gone over. He flies, he catches, he scores. It's absolutely brilliant again. It's all yours and only two other. The Bulldogs score again.
Welcome back. This afternoon, Motu-Koit Assembly Chairman and Deputy Governor Russell Wavik was sworn into office. Mr. Wavik signed the oath signifying his formal pledge to fulfill his duties as the leading public servant of Motu and Koitabo people. Witnessing the signing was Magistrate Gary Unzo, NTD Governor Powers Pakop, members of Parliament and staff and senior management of the National Capital District Commission. In his remarks, Wavik emphasized on working together to make the city and villages a better place to live.
Truly, standing in the board of NCDC, which makes the paramount decisions of forward raising up of every citizen in the city. And I am here on a mission to represent Motu-Koit Assembly and its people who are the landlords of the city, and that's our mission.
The Chairman Motu-Koit Assembly is also the Deputy Governor and therefore also the Deputy Chairman and sits on our board. So that's a clear message to all of us. Very important message that I want to emphasize today. That although we are two different governments in the city, but we are partners joined together for the collective welfare and progress of the city. But in the case of Motu-Koit Assembly, for our indigenous people, Motu-Koit people. Very important message and ceremony that we are undertaking today. Significant too, this is the fourth assembly. So we are not new, and that means that we must challenge ourselves more to deliver for our people.
Ramu District and Madang Province is about to see the birth of a new mission township in the remote middle Ramu District plains of Gandep. To enable implementation of the Gandep project paperwork framework, Provincial Member Ramsey Pariwa and Middle Ramu MP Kansol Kamdaru signed a memorandum of understanding with an incorporated mission-based entity, Transform the Nation Limited Australia, to implement this project, which will be facilitated by Melanesian Evangelical Church of Christ based in Gandep.
The Gandep project came about when Jim West, project director with Transform the National Limited Australia, visited Gandep in 2009. He was appalled at the state of the community, its welfare, and that people were dying prematurely from diseases, predominantly malaria. Women were dying during childbirth, and a sense of isolation pervaded villages. Madang Provincial Member Ramsey Pariwa and Middle Ramu MP Kansol Kamdaru signed a memorandum of understanding to put the Gandep project paperwork framework to work.
$15 million project. And it locates Kina $45 million worth of project. 70 block container, one thermal truck, all excavator, plowing tractor, dozer, grader, all team by come all the way from Australia.
The Gandep project will see to the reconstruction of a track to an improved all-weather standard one and to extend and rebuild the grass airstrip at Sumba village at the Ramu River, to be developed in 9 stages. Around 140 volunteers from TVWAN have worked over the past 10 years to complete stages 1 and 2 of the project and have raised $2.5 million Australian dollars to complete these stages. A further $4 million is required over the 3 years to complete stages 3 to 6. Recently, machinery arrived in Madang for deployment to the project site. Ongoing consultations have occurred between the Middle Ramu DDA and project partners. Provincial Administrator Daniel Aloy emphasized on the positive impact of this project.
Accessibility is truly a problem. And I believe that the technology today is very helpful. You would have easily Googled up where the project area is, and you would have seen what constitutes the environment there.
To reduce bureaucratic bottlenecks and address compliance issues, Governor Pariwa and MP Kandaru said they will assist with getting the appropriate support to meet Internal Revenue Commission tax obligation or exemption, including addressing customs and clearance issues to allow shipment of over 5 million kina worth of heavy equipment and machinery. This will include motorized barges specifically built to transport fuel, goods and supplies up the Ramu River. The barge alone is valued at 1.6 million Australian dollars and will in future service the Ramu plains to move cargo and cash crops for the Middle Ramu people. The MOU signing now paves the way for the commencement of the development of a township which will service a population of over 20,000 people in 170 villages.
One big impact project, and by making Middle Ramu by looking good law. Me amamasna me tuto big thank you.
Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
The National Department of Health, Impact Health, Child Nutrition and Social Protection Project has signed a memorandum of agreement with the Clinton Health Access Initiative recently to formalize their endeavor to improve child nutrition in Madang District, Madang Province.
On 15th August, Dr. Godfrey Yiki, Child Nutrition Social Protection Project Coordinator, signed a memorandum of agreement with Clinton Health Access Initiative Country Manager Brian Wamala for the implementation of the CNSP Component 1 in the Madang District. Dr. Yiki said the implementation of the health portfolio in Madang is with the 3 government agencies, National Department of Health, the Community Development Department, and Department of Justice and Attorney General, under different portfolios, the biggest being under the Health Department. The project works across 4 provinces, East New Britain, Madang, Simbu, and North Fly District in the Western Province.
Nutrition interventions and scale-up activities which are really looking at the stunting. One of the critical ones which we are focusing on is making sure that the mothers go for their full antenatal visits at the health facility, at least 3. We are having what we call household positive parenting, where we have the village health assistants that go to the households and then encourage these mothers. They talk about nutrition, backyard gardening, they talk about food diversity. They also identify the children who are under the age of 2 to 5, so that these children can, the parents, the caregivers can be registered for child grant, and the child grant is where the component 2 comes in.
CHAI or CHAI has been in PNG for the last 20 years, addressing HIV work, but now has expanded to covering other non-communicable diseases. CHAI will be leading in Medang by integrating its nutrition activities with the current immunization coverage going on in the country.
When you look at the immunization coverage of Medang, by end of last year, we are ranked as the last performing province, Medang province. So CHAI has been working with them to see how can we work with the leadership to ensure that we improve immunization coverage. Immunization is targeting young children. Now with the opportunity to take on the nutrition work, we'll be looking at not only children, but also mothers. So we are going to be working closely with the leadership of Medang to see how we can support both mothers and children in the province. At the end of the day, the goal that we want to see is a better life for any child that we have in this country.
The CNSP project aims to influence 180,000 target beneficiaries through project activities in the 4 provinces. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
PNG DY Holdings Limited, the business arm of the PNG Forest Authority, has presented a cheque of 210,000 kina in funding support towards the second Special Economic Zone Summit, which will be held from August 31st to September 3rd, 2025 at the APEC House in the nation's capital. The PNG-FA Managing Director John Mosoro presented the cheque to the Secretary of the International Trade and Investment, Jacinta Manua, on Friday, August 15th in Port Moresby.
The presentation of the 210,000 kina cheque to organizers, the Department of International Trade and Investment, and the National Trade Office signifies PNG DY Holdings Limited's standing as the gold sponsor for the second Special Economic Zone Summit, which will be held from August 31st to September 3rd, 2025 at the APEC House in Port Moresby. According to PNG-FA Managing Director John Mosoro, PNG-FA's support follows the implementation of an MOU that was signed on June 18th with the Department of International Trade and Investment to roll out collaboration work in terms of building facilities for downstream processing facilities under the Special Economic Zone.
Minister for his wisdom and the Minister for International Trade, Richard Maru, to create this Special Economic Zone makes it possible for PNG Forest Authority through the PNG DY Holdings Limited to establish our downstream facilities within the Special Economic Zone.
Mosoro says forest plays a key role in Special Economic Zone. Therefore, this support will go a long way in supporting that role.
One-to-one discussion with the Minister, Honorable Richard Maru, and also with my Minister, Honorable Salih Waipo, that forestry must play a key role in the Special Economic Zone. Without forestry in a Special Economic Zone, then one part of the government is missing.
The Secretary for International Trade and Investment, Jacinta Manua, thanked PNG-FA for this support. She said the first SEZ summit in May 2023 discussed the SEZ policies. For the coming second summit, the issue of implementation will be discussed.
To say thank you so much to the Minister for Forest and the Board of Forest and the members of the management of the PNG Forest Authority in approving the sponsorship, to the Ministry of International Trade and Investment to stage the second Papua New Guinea Special Economic Zone Summit.
And now a look at the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2406 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2331, $0.3553 Australian dollars, 33.1909 euro and 33.96 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee and cocoa closed higher, while copra, palm oil and crude oil and copper closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, PSP's One-Took wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at PSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Toks, to our family, to the ones we love. PSP's One-Took wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, P&G and Mia. Pine P&G made.
How would you describe your mother?
My mom is beautiful.
She is strong like Superwoman.
I love my mom because she always takes care of me.
My mom, she's so patient and loving. I feel she's always around.
Caring. She works so hard and always wants the best for me.
She's soft like her love.
My mom is everything, and I don't know what I'd do without her.
Softland, fragrance of a mother's love.
Enjoying life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, a scalress family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles cause it's our favorite of mine. Sandy Sicola, scale rice, don't scale price. Sandy Sicola, scale rice, don't scale price. Amber, you like it?
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Long year 2024, 7 baby born one time HIV. HIV can go long baby long triple rot. Time bell mama get HIV, long time long carrying baby, na time baby is susu. Tasol Yumi can help him bell mama, long look out him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bell mama clinic, na kiss him antenatal check. Time Yumi pan him sick HIV area, or time bell mama I positive penis, early treatment he can save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV eagle long baby. This lutok sawa ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat. Thanks for staying with us. In overseas news, more than 300 people are dead in northwest Pakistan after 2 days of intense rain and floods, local officials said over the weekend. Rescuers struggled to retrieve bodies from muddy debris after flash floods triggered by heavy monsoon rains across the region. One resident told AFP News that it felt like the end of the world as the ground shook with the force of the water. The majority of deaths were reported in mountainous Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. The National Disaster Management Authorities said most were killed in flash floods and collapsing houses,
while at least 137 others were injured. Rescue efforts and clearing of blocked roads were ongoing with the release of emergency funds, the disaster authorities said, adding that the heavy rains would continue until August 21st. In Albany, inmates from a minimum security prison farm have finished a unique project to honoring fallen soldiers. It's part of a rehabilitation program for the prisoners and refers of the city's war memorial as it prepares for its bi-cemetery celebrations in 2026.
Not forgotten. Beneath the trees that line the road leading to the Desert Corps Memorial in Albany, hundreds of plaques. Overlooking King George Sound, where many soldiers, departing in ships for the battlefields in France, caught their last glimpse of Australia. They call them Section 95ers, a dozen men from the prison farm near Mount Barker, working in the community, building this 600-metre pathway as a commemorative trail, winding past the men and women remembered there.
This is basically Albany's version of Kings Park, I suppose. There's several hundred plaques here commemorating those who, paid the ultimate sacrifice in the war, and for Pardelup Prison, Department of Justice, to be a part of that is quite an honour and very humbling.
I think it was just really great to be a part of something so significant in the way of like a memorial and, the Avenue of Honour, and look across at a plaque and think how hard they would have had it back when they went to war,
Special too for a veteran who for the past 30 years has kept the plaques visible for visiting families of the fallen.
I come up here regularly and I clean some of the plaques away here where the trees fall on them. And the first tree on the right is Private Bell, Vietnam vet. So I'm always a special significance to him, and he's got a couple of beers that were put there. And we pay homage every Anzac and Vietnam Veterans Day.
Across the estate, there's more than 150 prisoners who are veterans, and you'd imagine that over time when we do projects like this, they'll have an opportunity to contribute to something that'll be close to their hearts.
Albany's Avenue of Honour, a legacy spanning generations.
A magnitude 6 earthquake has struck the Indonesian island of Sulawesi, east of Borneo, officials say. BMKG, Indonesia's meteorology, climatology and geophysics agencies said there was no tsunami warning. The German Research Center for Geosciences reported the tremor has a magnitude of 5.7 earthquake. The quake struck at a depth of 10 kilometers. GFZ said there have been no reports of damage or injury. Overcoming adversity is a hallmark of many Australians with a disability. But some say that adversity is not always found in their disability itself, but rather the world around them. They are frustrated over having to change themselves to be included in society and want society to take more responsibility to be more inclusive.
Nick Parsons is now a senior lawyer at a Sydney law firm. He specialises in litigation. Nick is blind and uses a cane to navigate physical spaces.
The judges are aware of
and a screen reader for digital ones. But things haven't always worked smoothly. Nick's screen reader was incompatible with the computer systems at the government department he worked at a decade ago. It meant he needed help from others to file important documents.
6 pages and then affidavit of the director.
Nick was frustrated to have to rely on others to do his job.
Just anywhere.
Which he felt he was otherwise more than capable of.
Like up there?
Yep.
I felt like I was letting people down because I was unable to do fairly simple things.
Nick then went to work at a small firm, but there were similar issues there. He learned to code, creating a new accessible file system for the whole organisation.
At that point in my career, I was young, I was very enthusiastic. As I've gotten older, I don't want to spend my time doing that because my time's more valuably spent actually doing, the legal work.
Many people would see Nick's struggles as a result of his blindness. That's known as the medical model of disability, where someone's barrier stems from a medical difference. But that's not how Nick felt. He says it was because of his environment. That's known as the social model of disability, that says that people are disabled not by their impairments, but by the world around them.
We're thinking here about both kind of cultural factors like attitudes towards people with disabilities, discrimination, as well as physical kind of barriers like ramps, lack of ramps for people.
Professor Anne Kavanagh says society has over-medicalised disability to the point where many people view those living with it as needing to be fixed.
That sees someone with disabilities as inherently lesser, if you like, than someone who doesn't have a disability. The social model of disability is really important, has a lot of merit. However, it does not take away from the fact that people still experience that disability.
A wheelchair user for more than 40 years, Jeremy Muir knows how much easier society is to navigate when it's been designed to include everyone.
I live a very independent life, or I try to, and my independence is only restricted by my surroundings.
Jeremy's home has been fitted out with various modifications, but just 50 metres beyond his front door, it's a different story.
This curb cut is non-compliant, which means I, in my manual wheelchair, could not safely navigate this curb cut. This one also, you can see, has lots of mud and dirt in there, which also means that it would be impossible for me to get through even if it was compliant. I have to go down onto the road, along the road, and then try to access the footpath from a driveway further up.
Jeremy used to work as a disability advisor, helping people access resources, common spaces and adjustments. Ironically, his team was moved to an old, inaccessible building. To go to the toilet, Jeremy had to wheel into a different building.
It felt like they didn't want me to be part of the team.
Jeremy is now the CEO of Physical Disability Australia. He's witnessed lots of change around accessibility over the last few decades, but wants to see more.
Unfortunately, it still takes a willingness and it still takes the right attitude.
I would like disability to be viewed as just simply part of the human condition, not a tragedy, not necessarily a superpower, just part of being human in the world.
And that ends the news segment. Next in sports, PNG was named for qualifier and Ferguson credits Hunters win.
Curly, straight, soft, wavy, afro, short, long, healthy.
Palmolive Naturals for naturally beautiful hair.
It's formula infused with extracts like coconut oil, aloe vera and avocado to enhance your hair's natural beauty, giving you naturally beautiful hair that always looks gorgeous and smells great throughout the day. Palmolive Naturals.
Have a great hair day!
Mr. Russell, memang bising-bisingnya saya belum dia.
You survey yourself, you can put in one per complaint.
I'm not giving big heavy. Online by doctor. Nah, also one I'm supposed me on data sorry kissing me.
You think him good through Sam, you like putting this plus sexual harassment report on Mr. Russell.
Who said you making this black complaint?
Joining BCFW now member blong me plan na stand up strong against workplace harassment.
Hardware House is more than just a store. It is where quality meets affordability, where culture is proudly celebrated. Spanning 9 provinces, we pride ourselves in offering top-notch customer support and services. We're more than just a store. We're more than a brand. We are Hardware House.
Unleash the power of your brand with Sky Pacific. Advertise here. Hurry, limited spots available. Sky Pacific and DTV. Amplify your brand.
Often friends go with the wedding party during weddings, but at my wedding, my wife will go with the wedding party. My friend will marry me and come home with me.
Friends will always remain friends, right? My husband has a friend too. But something happened and now she's my husband's wife too. Do you want to know why?
No one knows what God wills. 3 lives are found within one marriage.
How was your date? Oh, that was no date.
Say hello to Comedy Fridays.
Yoo-hoo!
Oh.
Run for your life!
Is everything all right? Crash your way into Comedy Fridays on Hits Movies.
Chances of a goal! It is! The Pies are in front! We know how he does it!
Welcome back. In sports, PNG women's national cricket team Lewis was announced today for the East Asia Pacific T20 World Cup qualifier in Fiji next month. This announcement was made today by Cricket PNG at the Amini Cricket Ground, Port Moresby. A 14-women team was selected today for the East Asia Pacific T20 qualifying tournament in Fiji. The team is captained by veteran Brenda Tau. The Lewis team comprises both the young and experienced hands. The youngest in the team is Dika Loya. The PNG Lewis team for the EAP T20 qualifier includes Brenda Tau, Naoni Vare, Melanie Ani, Erani Pokana, Pauke Siaka, Henao Thomas, Lakshmi Rajandurai, Oren Doriga, Ane Loya, Dika Loya, Isabel Toa, Gewa Tom, Konyo Oala, and Mairi Tom. The other players selected in the non-traveling list await their turn. Lewis coach Mahuru Dai said the ladies have worked hard in the past few months and earned the selection. Mahuru said he has no doubt the Lewis are going to do well at the World Cup qualifier in Fiji. The Lewis captain also expressed similar sentiments, saying the team have been going well in their training with the help of their coaching team and support of Cricket PNG board. They are going into this tournament a confident side. The East Asia Pacific T20 World Cup qualifier starts September 7th and concludes on the 15th. The winner in this tournament proceeds into the final qualifying tournament. The Santos Cup Round 3 clash between Central Dabaris and Ley Tigers ended in a thrilling 16-all draw on Sunday at the National Football Stadium in Port Moresby. Both teams showcased remarkable blend of intent, skill and speed, although the match was interrupted by a number of handling errors, showing down proceedings.
Central Dabaris met an emphatic start with former PNG 7th representative Naomi Kelly displaying her pace and agility. She sliced through the Tigers' defense, scoring an early try that put Dabaris ahead with 6 points. The Tigers responded with some promising plays but struggled to execute their sets effectively. Dabaris continued to assert their dominance in the early stages of the second half. Malamak displayed her footwork and agility, evading multiple defenders to extend Dabaris' lead to 10-4. However, Ley Tigers seized an opportunity within the Dabaris half and executed a well-structured play on the left edge, resulting in a try that leveled the scores at 10-all. As the match progressed, the Tigers managed to get their noses in front with a try from their left winger, bringing the score to 16-10. However, the Dabaris fought back valiantly, and Nisela Ravu pulled off a clever trick play from dummy half, making it 16-all just before full-time. Both teams settled for a draw, earning 1 point apiece. Following the match, both coaches shared their thoughts on their team's performances. Late Tigers coach Dean Garre highlighted that high error rate had hampered the team's progress and emphasized the need for improvement as they prepare for their next match.
I'm happy that we have done it, but little things like from the kickoff, we were 6 off. We had dropped the ball in the first 10 meters, which is not good. So we'll return back to the training and I will try to improve on the line speed defense and my marker and my my structure plays. My structure play is still it's not in process, so I'll try to work on that.
Meanwhile, the Paris coach Kathy Knapp echoed similar sentiments, pointing out that the high number of errors, particularly in ball control and defense, had allowed the Tigers to capitalize and score.
Yes, I thought they were going to put a couple of points after that, but I think our errors let us down. I made ball handling errors, especially pick up from the ruck, and I thought that other tackle was a tackle, but it was a play on, so the girls didn't delay that tackle.
Both coaches acknowledged that while they were relieved to secure a point each, it's still a work in progress as they move forward. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
In a thrilling QRL Round 21 clash at the Santos National Football Stadium, the PNG Hunters secured a crucial victory over the Magpies, thanks to a pivotal moment from bench player Sil Callow, with Hunters leading narrowly at 40-32 and only minutes left in the game. Callow made a critical sacrifice that allowed Solowane to score his 4th try of the match.
Sil Callow made a significant contribution to the PNG Hunters' 50-32 win over the South Logan Magpies over the weekend. With the Hunters leading narrowly at 40-32, Callow executed a courageous tackle on Magpies fullback Littrell Sigwald, who lost the ball in the collision, allowing Solowane to scoop up the ball and scored his 4th try of the match. Hunters coach Paul Ayton highlighted Callow's tackle as the defining moment of the game, especially as the Magpies were gaining momentum.
Actually got a HIA from it, but he just, he just put his body on the line for his team and just playing for his brothers. Yeah, so and I really believe that tackle won us the game, because the Magpies are on a roll. They're on a roll. So we're checking on him, making sure he's okay. He's got a pretty hard head. We do call him Stone, so that's his nickname. But him, like the others, just played for each other, and that's something special.
Ayton also noted that Callow sustained a head injury from the impact. He emphasized the team's camaraderie, saying they are a special group playing for each other. As this was the Hunters' last home game for the season, Coach Ayton expressed heartfelt gratitude to the fans for their unwavering support even during tough times.
We started doing that, walking around, because we wanted to show the fans that we appreciate them. They don't have to come and watch us play, but week in, week out, the main ones come and watch us every week. So we wanted to go around and just clap them and just say thank you for supporting us. Win, lose, or come, so mi blaumas. And we just gave thanks to the Lord, and also thanked Kingstomer. Kingstomer was part of us as well, so we just wished him all the best in his career, in his life, and we're a tight group.
The Hunters' victory elevates them to 7th place and puts them in good stead for a podium finish. They play with the Manly Seagulls this weekend before they meet Northern Pride the following week. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Southern Region Basketball has extended to Alatau, Milne Province, with Alatau Basketball Association hosting a regional tournament with registered teams from the Southern Region attending the tournament. When announcing this tournament recently, PNG Basketball Federation said this is a significant move that demonstrates the development of the sport in the region. The Southern Region Basketball Tournament opened today. Games commence tomorrow, August 19th, and ends Sunday 24th with finals. Alatau Basketball Association is hosting the regional tournament. Participating teams traveled from Port Moresby, Central, Oro, and Gulf provinces. As part of the opening ceremony, final refresher sessions for all participating teams were held today, ensuring players and officials are aligned with updated rules and gameplay formats before taking the courts. BFPNG President David Peter highlighted the importance of regional competitions and its contribution in nurturing talent for national team. He said regional competitions are second-tier events that should serve as a vital intermediary for sports development programs. He further said district and provincial competitions must feed into regional tournaments, which then lead into the national championships. This is the structure PNG Basketball Federation has envisioned for player selection into the national team. Peter commended the Alatau Basketball Association for the initiative and other Southern Region clubs for spearheading this initiative. He said the BFPNG will be observing the games closely to identify promising players for national team trials and selections. As the 2025 Money Plus Port Moresby AFL season closes on the finals, teams are more competitive as witnessed over the weekend. Game 13 results now show Dockers beat West 30-26 to maintain lead on the competition ladder. Alavana Swans belted Skyroos with 77-39. Skyroos have themselves to blame with their poor goal kicking. Bombers 35 defeated Koboni 16 to cement 5th spot, and Uni Tigers 34 beat Cocoa First 26. West Eagles, Koboni and Gero Magpies women's teams won their weekend matches to keep their finals hopes alive. Payne has delivered a boost to Samoa and a blow to Australia ahead of the Rugby League World Cup, confirming his change of allegiance to the Pacific nation. On Sunday, has met the media in Brisbane and posed with a Samoan flag at the announcement of his decision. Has believes it is fitting that his first match for Toa Samoa in Australia will be against Tonga at Suncorp Stadium after paying tribute to Jason Tamalolo for inspiring this move to play for the Pacific nation.
Brisbane Broncos prop Payne Haas has provided a massive boost to Samoa's Pacific Championships and World Cup campaigns after confirming he would represent his Samoan heritage at the end of the season tournament against Tonga and New Zealand and at the Rugby League World Cup 2026. The Broncos superstar, widely considered to be the best prop in the game, predicted that Samoa could win next year's World Cup in Australia after reaching the final of the last tournament in 2022 at Old Trafford. Samoa became the first Pacific nation to qualify for the World Cup final in 2022, while New Zealand won the 2023 Pacific Cup and Tonga reached the final of last year's tournament, proof of the competitiveness of international rugby league. The turning point was Jason Tamalolo's decision to play for Tonga at the 2017 World Cup along with Andrew Fifita and Siosiwa Taukehao. Players with Pacifica heritage have followed suit to represent Samoa, Fiji, Papua New Guinea and the Cook Islands. Samoa start the Pacific Championships campaign against the Kiwis at Go Media Stadium on October 19 before facing Tonga in Brisbane a week later. Haas and Samoa coach Ben Gardner are hopeful of a further boost with Tino Fa'asuamalawi and Hemiso Tabuai-Fido considering again representing the Pacific nation where they began their international careers. Broncos and New South Wales origin prop said he had wanted to represent his heritage since playing against Samoa in the 2023 Pacific Championships. His uncle, Mark Taufua, a brother of Haas' mum, Joan, played in the 2013 World Cup and is now part of Samoa's staff. Before announcing his decision, Haas met with new Kangaroo coach Kevin Walters about the end of the year Ashes tour, but felt his heart was with Samoa. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The Wallabies have pulled off a miraculous comeback to open the Rugby Championship in grand style with a famous 38-20 triumph over the world champion Springboks in South Africa. If this was not the Wallabies' greatest ever victory, it was certainly the most implorable after Joe Smith's revitalized outfit recovered from 22-0 down in Johannesburg.
With skipper Harry Wilson, fellow back rower Fraser McWright and fullback Tom Wright and veteran fly half James O'Connor starring, the Wallabies piled on 4 unanswered second-half tries to record Australia's first victory over the Springboks at an altitude since 1963.
The Wallabies.
The stirring success came at a cost though, with Wilson escorted off with a possible ACL knee injury after touching down for his second try and winger Dylan Pitts sustaining a suspected broken jaw. Minutes after crossing for Australia's opening try, Pitts came off second best in a collision with Springboks captain Siya Kolisi. The two-time defending world champion Springboks look set to consign Australia last up victory over the British and Irish Lions to a distant memory when they raced out to a 22-0 lead inside 18 minutes. In a lightning start, winger Curtly Orans bagged South Africa's opening try after just 94 seconds. Initially unable to cope with the home team's skill and firepower, the Wallabies conceded a second when centre Andre Osanhusen completed the slickest of raids in the 12th minute. Kolisi pumped off McWright at the back of a ruck to continue the better-than-a-point-minute scoring blitz with South Africa's third try before the Wallabies finally found their second win. Pitts put Australia on the board after 28 minutes when he finished off some nice lead-up work from O'Connor and centre Len Ikitau, who handled twice the movement. Needing something special, Angus Bell delivered first for the Wallabies, the replacement prop's deft shot putting Wilson over 2 minutes into the second half. Joseph Okusu-Swali then intercepted a cutout pass from Springbok fly half Moni Libok to pull the score back to 22-19. Then the unthinkable happened. The Wallabies hit the lead for the first time when Wright broke free from inside his own half to put Wilson over for his second to give the Wallabies a shock lead. Playing his second test since 2022 and a record-breaking 17 years after debuting, O'Connor found Max Jorgensen with a beautiful left-to-right ball before the winger did the rest in another magical long-range strike for Australia. Turning defence into a scintillating attack, Wright sped 80 metres to score the game sealer with 5 minutes remaining, leaving South African fans shell-shocked and silent. Smith said it was important for the Wallabies to celebrate the remarkable win before they shift focus to next week's second Rugby Championship clash with the Boks in Cape Town. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
When reacting to Sunday's Host Plus Cup Round 21 thrilling by PNG Hunters over the South Slogan Magpies, Captain Roy Ferguson praised the Hunters for their aggressive start, which saw them take control and establish a commanding lead of 40 points to 12 by halftime after scoring 5 consecutive tries.
South Logan Magpies captain Rory Ferguson opened the scoring for the Magpies with a well-timed pass assist to veteran halfback Milford, putting the Magpies ahead 6-0 earlier in the match. However, momentum quickly shifted, allowing the PNG Hunters to dominate the game. In the second half, the Magpies mounted a spirited comeback, narrowing the gap to just 8 points with only 7 minutes remaining. Despite their valiant effort, missed opportunities and critical errors hampered their chances, ultimately allowing the Hunters to extend their lead by scoring 2 more tries, sealing the match with a final score of 52 points to 32.
Credit to the PNG boys. From the start, they started strong and they got on top of us early. And yeah, at the end, they just got away with it.
Reflecting on his team, Ferguson highlighted the contributions of Milford. Looking back on the Magpies' 2025 season, Ferguson noted the challenges faced throughout the year.
I don't think we can make finals from here on, so I think we just regroup and get ready for pre-season to go again. Bit of an up and down year for us. We won some good games and then, lost some games we probably should have won.
The Magpies currently sit just outside the 8 on 20 points and will play out their last 2 remaining matches of the regular season against Northern Pride and Ipswich Jets. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
That's it for sports. Now the weather forecast. In regional forecast, southern Port Moresby, partly cloudy, possible evening showers. Kerema, cloudy periods with showers, rain and possible thunderstorms. Mamase, late cloudy periods with showers, rain and possible thunderstorms. Wavik and Vanimo, partly cloudy with possible showers, drizzles. New Guinea Islands, Cavian, cloudy periods with few showers, rain, showers and possible thunderstorms. Kokopo, Rabaul, partly cloudy with possible few showers, rain. Islands, Mediterranean, Wavik, cloudy periods with heavy showers, rain and thunderstorms. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral Sea, seas moderate to rough with southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots. Solomon Sea, seas light to moderate with southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas light with southeast to easterly winds of 5 to 50 knots, increasing to 20 knots at times. And Pacific Ocean, seas light to moderate with southeast to easterly winds of 10 to 15 knots. And coastal waters forecast, waters of southern PNG Indonesian border, to Daru to Kiwa Island, Kerema, Yule Island, Port Moresby, Hood Point to Samarai Island. Seas 1.5 to 2 meters, rising to 3 meters over warning areas. And waters of Finsafen through Vitia's Dampier Strait to Siasi Island to Long Island, seas 1.5 to 2 meters, rising to 3 meters. And that wraps up the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Good night.